In application of calculus in economics, first thing that you need to know is the cost function. Okay.
Okay,
Cost
sir.
function, if what do you mean by cost function?
Okay, sir.
So I say let X be the number of units produced. Be the number of units produced. Okay. That means X units of any particular good is produced. Okay. Then see,
मेरा
suppose
ट्यूशन
if
के होमवर्क कंप्लीट हो गया.
suppose in a factory, if you have X units of goods produced, then the cost function of that factory is given by a fixed cost and a variable cost. Understood? Where
Yes, sir.
you know this, right? F is the fixed cost and Vx is the variable cost. Now, fixed cost is always a constant, right? Fixed cost here, F is a constant. What kind of cost can you have as fixed cost? Say, say salary paid to the gatekeeper. Whether your factory is running or not, you have to pay the gatekeeper, right?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Whether your factory is
Then
running or
rent.
not, you will have to pay the rent, right? So
Yes,
that
sir.
is a fixed cost. Now, variable cost is that cost which depends on how many units you are producing. For example, you have the labor, okay, and if you are producing 1000 units of goods, okay, you will have a certain cost because you pay the labor according to the number of units he manufactures, right? Or they manufacture. And suppose you produce 2000 units, then obviously the cost for producing 2000 units will be more than the cost for producing 1000 units, right? That means that the variable cost will depend on the number of goods produced. Therefore, I have written this as Vx because V is a function of X. V depends on X. Understood?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
Vx is a function of X. Okay. So
Okay, sir.
if I give you a cost function like example, if I give you a cost function like Cx is equal to say 1/3 x cube plus 5x square. Obviously, where x is the number of goods produced. Okay, plus 7x plus 5e, where e is the exponential function. Okay, and what did I tell you? What is the approximate value of e? It is 2.73 approximately, right? This is your
Yes, sir.
cost function. So which one should be a variable cost and which one should be a fixed cost? Here, fixed cost,
Sir, 8.
no, fixed cost e is also a constant. So fixed cost f is 5e plus 8. So this part is your fixed cost. And what is the
Oh,
variable cost?
okay, sir.
Variable cost, Vx, it is 1/3 x cube plus 5x square plus 7x, right? So this part is your
Yes, sir.
variable cost. Okay. So total cost, remember, is nothing but a sum of fixed cost and the variable cost. Okay. We now come to the demand function. After cost function, we come to another definition which is called the demand function. Okay. Now, what do you mean by a demand function? Demand function is normally expressed, let P be the price per unit. Okay. Let P be the price per unit. And by price, what do I mean? Selling price per unit of the product. Okay. Then
Yes, sir.
the number of goods produced if expressed as a function of P, then that function is called the demand function. It's called
Okay, sir.
the demand function. That is, X has been expressed as a function of P, right? Sometimes what happens?
Yes,
Sometimes P can also be expressed as a function of X. P can be expressed as a function of X. That is, P is equal to Gx, say. Okay. So let's see an example here. Example. Let the demand function be say X is equal to P square plus P plus 1. Okay. So that means X here is the function of P. Or let's say, let me keep it a little simple. Let X is equal to P square plus 5, say. So X is a function of P here, clearly, right?
yes, sir.
Now, if I represent it in this way,
Yes, sir.
therefore P is equal to, so here you can write here, X is a function of P, right? So this is called the demand function. Sometimes this demand function may be given to you in some other form. How? Say they can give you X is equal to P is equal to root over of X minus 5. It's the same thing, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So here what happens? Here P is a function of X, right? Clear or not? Demand
Yes, sir.
function.
Yes, sir.
So remember, this is the demand function. This is not a demand function. Understood? Whenever X is expressed in terms of P, only then we say it is a demand function. Or even if this is given to you, you can express the X in terms of P, isn't it? So that you can get the demand function. But remember, when expressed in terms of P is actually the demand function. Next definition that we come to is called the revenue function. Called the revenue function. Now, what do you mean by revenue function? We know that. What do you mean by revenue of a company? What do you mean by
Sir,
revenue
the
of a company?
profit. Sir, the profit which they
Profit,
get from
not profit. Revenue means how much money is
the
coming. Revenue is profit is definitely included. Okay. Profit is
yes, sir.
just one aspect of revenue. You have turnover also in
Yes.
revenue, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So those things are all there. So profit is just one aspect of revenue. Revenue means whatever you are getting back. Okay. So total revenue is equal to number of goods produced, right? Fundamentally, isn't it? Number of goods produced, how many goods you are producing. And when I say number of goods produced, means you are producing as many goods you are able to sell. Understood? You're not producing more. Okay. Number of goods produced means actually number of goods you are selling. So let us say there's no inventory. Okay. You have done inventory.
Okay.
You know inventory. What inventory is?
Yes, sir. Inventory, closing stock, and opening
Yes.
stock.
Opening stock, closing stock. Then you have buffer stock.
Yes, sir.
All that you have. Okay. So number of goods produced, we are assuming that number of goods we are selling, because we produce as much we can sell. We don't produce more than what we can sell. So this is the basic assumption here. Okay. So number of goods produced into price per unit, right? Will give you a total
Yes,
revenue.
sir.
If number of goods produced is X and the price per unit is P, then what is the total revenue? Px, right? Clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Remember, total revenue is
Yes,
equal to
sir.
number of goods
Yes,
produced
sir.
into
Yes, sir.
price per unit. Okay. Now that is, so that if you see that the total revenue is a function of X, therefore we write Rx is equal to Px. Okay. We write Rx is equal to Px. Now if the demand function is given, if the demand function is given as, say, X is equal to Fp, therefore what is the revenue function? What is the revenue function? P into Fp, right?
P into X. Oh,
P
yes,
into
sir.
Fp, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is, sorry, we have to keep it as a function of X. So what you do is that if the revenue function is given to you, then as X is equal to Fp, that means you can write P as a function of X, say Gx, right?
Mm,
Isn't it?
Yes,
This
sir.
example that I gave you here, see revenue, see the demand function is given, you can always change it in terms of P. That is why if X is equal to Fp is given, you can always write P is equal to Gx, some function of X. Isn't it?
yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
That means your revenue function, since we are assuming the revenue function to be a function of X, we will express it as X. So what is the P here? P here is Gx. So this becomes X into
G
Gx,
of
right? Because P is equal to Gx.
yes, sir.
yes,
Since P is equal to Gx, right? So you remember this. Next is, and the last concept is that of profit function. After this, we'll move on to sums. Profit function. Now, what do you mean by profit function? If X be the number of units produced, if X be the number of units produced, then profit function is expressed as a function of X, Px. Okay. Profit function. What is the profit of a company in general? Revenue minus cost, right? Revenue is a function of
Yes,
X,
sir.
and cost is also a function of X. If you simply subtract the cost from the revenue, you will get profit, right?
Yes, sir.
Clear with
yes, sir.
this?
Yes, sir.
Now, all the
Yes,
functions
sir.
are over. Just one more concept is that of break-even point. You have done break-even analysis in accounts?
Break-even
No,
analysis.
sir.
No.
Oh,
The
You'll
no,
be
sir.
analysis
doing. You'll
on
be doing
account.
in graduation. You will be doing break-even analysis. Under finance, you will be doing break-even point. Now, what do you mean by break-even point? Break-even point is where it is where the profit is zero. Understood? Where the profit is zero. You understand the scenario where profit is zero? That is Px is equal to zero.
Then the profit is zero. Hmm.
That is Rx
Yes,
minus
sir.
Cx must be equal to zero. Right? That means Rx
Yes, sir.
must be equal to Cx. So what are you doing in case of break-even point? Suppose you are running a factory. Okay. Suppose you are running a factory and the market situation is not very good. Then what happens? What do you say? I am only producing to maintain my overheads. Right? I am only producing to maintain my factory. Right? I'm not making any profit. Understood?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That is the break even point. That is where you are only recovering your cost. You're not making anything extra. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So where
Yes,
revenue
sir.
is equal to cost, there we get the break even point. At that break even point, you get a certain value of X. Okay. So the question is that suppose Govinda is running a factory. Okay. And the market situation is not good, say. And then what happens that he wants to decide that how many units should he produce, how many number of goods should he produce, so that he is at least able to maintain his factory expenses, right? You understand what I'm saying? That he is
Yes, sir.
only able to maintain his factory expenses. He says, okay, fine, I don't want any profit. Market situation is really bad. Okay, whatever I get, if my factory is, if I can maintain the cost of my factory, that will be enough. Then the question is, how many units should he produce? He cannot produce many more, because again, then keeping a stock of those inventory will again have a cost, isn't it? Go down in cost and all that, right? So that is why the question to Govinda is that how many units should he produce? So how many units should he produce? This equation will give you the answer, where the revenue is equal to cost. This much he should produce so that he reaches a break-even point, so that he can maintain his cost at least with the revenue that he is getting. Is the concept clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Govinda, is the concept clear?
Yes, sir.
Let us take a sum. Very, very easy sums you get from here. Very, very easy. You just need to know
Sir,
basic.
from our book, this exercise is removed.
Which exercise? All exercises are there.
Sir,
You
the
just
sums and the explain.
only the graph, is not there.
Half
In the syllabus, the
of
graph is not there. What is there in your new textbook?
this.
Let us see number 5. Can you read the question? On your phones, can you read the question?
Yes, sir.
See, the question here is
Sir,
number
question.
5. We are going to do number 5 here. Okay. The question is,
Okay, sir.
a profit making company wants to launch a new product. Okay. So the company is making profits and it is launching a certain new product, some creative new product. It observes that the fixed cost of the new product is 35,000. Okay. So given here is fixed cost is how much given? 35,000. Okay. Let us not write the
35,000.
currency. 35,000. Variable cost per unit is rupees 500. So variable
500.
cost
Yes, sir.
500.
500 per unit. 500
Yes, sir.
per unit. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The revenue received on the sale of X units is given to be 5000x minus 100x squared. So what is the revenue function given?
Revenue function.
5000x
5000x minus 100x
x
square.
square. Okay. Question is find the profit function, and second question is find the break even point. Okay. Here, what is x here? Is it given x? Yes, x is the number of units
Mm,
produced. Okay.
yes, sir.
So therefore, we first write the cost function. So here, what is the cost function?
Cost
Cost
function
function
is
is
f
f
plus
plus
v of
vx.
x.
Okay. Now, what is f? 35,000. This will remain constant, whatever it is.
Yes,
And
sir.
if you are producing x units
Plus
of a good,
500x.
yes, if you are producing x units of a good, your variable cost will be 500x, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's say cost function is cx. Okay. You've got the cost function. Now you know the cost function, you know the revenue function. Therefore, you can find out the first question is profit function. Therefore, what is the profit function?
R of x minus c of
Px.
x.
So profit function Px is equal to Rx
Then
minus Cx. So subtract
5000 minus
is equal
4000
to 5000x minus 100x square within brackets. Don't forget the brackets, very important. Minus
yes, sir.
35,000 plus 500x is equal to 5000x
4000
minus 100x square, isn't it? Minus 35,000 minus 500x. So how much are we getting?
yes sir,
Minus 100x square,
yes sir,
right? 5000x
minus
minus plus
plus
4500
4500
minus 35,000. This is
minus
your
35, yes sir, yes
profit
sir.
function,
Sir,
right?
we will take common.
You don't need to. What will you take common? You don't need to. Okay, if you
Break even point is also there, no?
no problem. We'll see what the break even point is. But right now, this is the profit function. Now, whether you take common or not, it
Okay,
is
sir.
of no use because we don't need to work with the profit function. Okay. Next, what we do here is we need to find out the break even point. For break even point,
Yes. P of x is equal to 0.
let's say Rx is equal to Cx, right? Revenue function is equal to cost function.
Yes, sir.
So that means revenue function is 5000x minus 100x square, and the cost function is 35,000 plus 500x. So this is, I take everything to the other side, taking 100x squared to the other side, minus becomes a plus, and you take 5000x on the other side also. Okay, I take all this side. Okay, so minus 5000x plus 500x, sign will not change because of 500x we are keeping on the same side, plus 35,000 must be equal to 0. That means you're getting 100x square minus 4500x plus 35,000. Now, since we have to solve this equation, okay, um, you need to find the break even. And break even point means how many goods you are producing. Okay, how many goods you are producing such that revenue is equal to cost. Now you can take common because here, what is the point of taking common? You just have to find out the function. Here now, because we have to solve this equation, now we'll take common. So 100 we take common. X square minus 45x plus 350 is equal to 0. That means x square minus 45x plus 350 is equal to 0, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is the factorization here? 5 into 70? No, 10 into 35, right? 10 into 35 minus 10x minus 35x plus 350 is equal to 0. X into x minus 10 minus 35 into x minus 10. That means x minus 10 into x minus 35 is equal to 0. That means either x is equal to 10 or x is equal to, let's say, 10 units. So how many goods you need to produce? Either you produce 10 units or you produce 35 units. Is that absolutely clear?
Yes, sir.
Right? So
Yes, sir.
in order for your revenue to be equal to cost, you either produce 10 units of the goods or you produce 35 units of the goods. Right? So this is your break even point. What is you're getting two break even points, 10 units and 35 units. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us do the next problem, 7a. This one. If you can read, go through the problem. Seven A. You're going to do this 7A. See 7A. Let me read the problem here. The problem states a company sells its products at rupees 10 per unit. Fixed cost of the company is rupees 35,000 and the variable cost are estimated to run 30% of the total revenue. And then you have your questions. Determine total revenue, total cost function, quantity, must sell to recover fixed cost. What is the quantity that the company must sell to recover fixed cost? What is it called?
Sir, demand function.
Break-even point. Just to
Oh,
recover the
that one.
fixed cost, Rx is equal to Cx. So to recover the fixed cost, they have given it in a twisted manner. To recover the fixed cost, how many units of the good they must produce? Understood? So third question is nothing about is only about your break-even point. Okay. So let us write what is given here. First of all, a company sells its products at rupees 10 per unit. Okay, so price per unit. What is P here? Price per unit? Rupees 10, right? Per unit.
Yes, sir.
Fixed cost, capital F, is given to you how much? 35,000.
Yes.
And variable cost, Vx, is given to you as
30% of revenue.
30% of revenue function,
Total
Rx.
revenue.
Understood? 30% of Rx, because revenue is also a
Yes, sir.
function of X. Fine.
Yes,
Now
sir.
let us determine the cost
Yes,
function
sir.
first. So now let us see what we have to answer. First question is total revenue function. Now revenue function, how do you determine the revenue function? Total,
Sir, the number of units produced
yes.
is X, and then 10 into X rupees.
Number
No.
of units
Yes,
produced
sir.
into price per unit, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Into price per unit. How many units we are producing? X. And what is the price per unit given? 10.
Yes, sir.
So your revenue function is 10x. That
Yes,
is,
sir. 10x.
let's say Rx. Revenue function Rx is equal to
Sir,
10x.
variable. Yes, sir.
Next question is, what are you saying? You're answering the next question.
No, sir. Variable cost, it will be revenue function, no? Of
That I'm
30%
coming to
of
that
revenue
later.
function.
I'm going by question by question. Your first question is total revenue function. So we have answered the first question. Fine.
Okay, sir.
Now we
Yes, sir.
find out the total cost function. So total cost function. Total cost function Cx. What is the total cost function? Fixed cost plus variable cost, right?
Yes,
Isn't
sir.
it? And what is the variable cost here? Here, Vx. What is it given here? Vx is equal to 30% of Rx. So Vx is equal to 30% of Rx, which is equal to how much is Rx we have found? 10x.
10x.
So that's it. This
Sir,
cancel, this
3x.
cancel. So 3x. This is your variable cost. So therefore, hence, what is your total cost function? What is the fixed cost? 35,000. And what is your variable cost we
35,000
have found out?
plus 3x.
That's it. That answers your second
Yes,
question.
sir.
Next, the
Yes,
third
Yes, sir.
question. The third question is quantity that the company must produce to cover its fixed cost. To cover fixed cost, the company must break even, right? The company must break even. That is, Cx is equal to Rx, right?
Yes, sir.
And what is Cx here? 35,000 plus 3x. And what is Rx here? Rx we have found out 10x, I think, yes? Just above we have found out, isn't it? You solve this
Yes.
equation. 35,000 is equal to 10x minus 3x. That means 7x is equal to 35,000. That means x must be equal to 35,000 divided by 7. That means 5,000 units. This is the break-even point. So the company needs to produce 5,000 units to cover fixed cost. Is it absolutely clear?
Yes,
Now
sir.
to cover fixed cost.
Yes, sir.
Oh, no, that's okay. To cover fixed cost, let me just check the answer here. This is 7A. Hmm,
No, sir.
350
350
unit,
units is
350
there.
units. Just wait, just
Yes,
let
sir.
me see. Okay, I'll just check myself here for number 3. To cover the fixed cost, Govinda, are you listening?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
To cover the fixed
Yes,
cost,
sir.
to cover the fixed cost, your revenue must be equal to fixed cost, right?
Yes, sir.
Only fixed cost, because to cover fixed cost means you need to cover only your fixed cost. You don't need to cover your variable cost, right? That is Rx must be equal to, what is the fixed cost? 35,000. That means how much is Rx we have found? Rx we have found as 10x, right? So 10x must be equal to 3,500, isn't it? That means x must be equal to 35,000. 35,000 divided by 10, which is 3,500 units. The answer is given wrong. Okay, it has to be to cover fixed costs, the company has to produce 3,500 units. 10 is missing here in the answer. Understood? 10 is missing here. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So total revenue must be equal to fixed cost to cover the fixed cost. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 7B I will not be doing, and